So the first thing we talked about is your grip. Your instinct is to have your hand to the side of the golf club, meaning you don't have any leverage. We can see this grip over here. We can see the actual grip in your fingers. So when we're swinging, we don't want to see fingers or the grip. And this is what I'm showing you right here. I'm seeing my fingers and the grip. The problem is we don't have any leverage. If I draw a line right here, you can see my hand is to the side of that golf club. So is yours. So right now you have no leverage as a golf club. So you won't be able to control the club or speed in your swing because it feels like it's going to come out of your hands. As I swing back, as I move here, I'm going to move my hand on top. And the big difference here is when I do it now, I'm taking my hand and I'm now on top of the golf club. So instead of my hand on the side of it, you can see my hand is on top of it. And this creates this angle here, and this is where we need to get your grip, where your hand's on the side of it. This gives you leverage. Once we get that hand on there, then all we have to do is just apply your finger pressure on the other side. So you'll see I put all my fingers on, and then my last pinker finger will ride piggyback on my index of that finger there, right? And that gives me the grip where it's connected. So that grip is the key. To get the grip on there to create leverage between you and the golf club. Without that, you're always going to be fighting the golf club and losing a lot of speed, and your body won't go fast if you can't control the club. So that's number one. Now the next thing we're going to look at in your swing is talk about the difference between turning and stretching. So your natural swing keys, you had a few of them. One was turn your shoulders, follow through, stay down. You had a lot of things that were not specific, but just thrown out as a general thing. So we need to be specific in a couple things in your swing. And the first one we're going to do is to feel the difference. Let me move this back a little bit. Okay. So what we're trying to do in the swing is create a stretch. So the difference between stretching, in this drill, what I'm doing is I'm going to hold my arm like this, and my front arm, your left arm here. This is going to be here. We're going to hold this arm on top. And what we're going to do is we're going to resist here. We're going to feel energy being stored up from the ground, our core muscles, and this muscle here in your back. And we're going to turn until we feel a stretch. So we're going to feel a stretching feeling right here in your back, underneath that scapular muscle, and your feet and your core. We're trying to create a resistance. Your backswing is just a turn and you lift. So what you're doing is turning and lifting. The problem is you're overturning here, you're lifting. It's going to be hard for you to get the energy to come back to the ball from here. So what's going to happen is your shoulders start twisting. So we look at your shoulders at the top, you'll see a lot of energy being trying to create from here. This is what pulls your head all over the place, and it's hard for you to stay down on the shot. So you're moving a lot, but not getting the energy to the club. For the ball to go faster, we need more club head speed and solid contact. When you turn, you're getting these miss hits, plus the speed is in your shoulders, not in the golf clubs. So how do we do that? That's what we worked on. So I want you to feel that stretching feeling underneath here and here. And that stretching feeling is creating think of it as a spring of energy. We're storing up energy here and here. This keeps me down in the shot. Let's move this away. So right there, I'm going to feel that muscle right underneath that shoulder blade. That's stretching. I'm resisting. That resistance allows me to create speed. Again, that from that back view, we want that stretching feeling. So the backswing, we worked on creating a stretch. Once we have the stretch in the swing, all we have to do is just send the energy back towards the ball. So if we look here at a tour player, as soon as he gets this energy, he's storing it up, and he's just his goal is not to go to the finish, his goal to make contact with the ball. It's just energy down. So we're going down like we're hitting those chip shots. We're hitting down to the ball and compressing the ball. We're trying to store up and send energy down, and the momentum of that brings us up naturally to the finish. We don't have to force that part. You do need to feel like you're creating all that energy and store it up and then release it down. You see how they're staying down. If we go to, we got Roy here, so he swings back, he's going to stretch. Right here, he's starting to stretch. And right now, he's going to send energy not to the finish, but down to the ball. And that's why his front shoulder, this one, doesn't spin away. Your shoulders are trying to get speed and twist. See the shoulder here twist? That pulls you away and gets your missed contact. That's why you feel like you can't stay down on the shot. So that's our big thing we worked on. Let's take a look at your swing that we worked on. So our new backswing with a better grip. Now, your hands are doing better things. It's hard to tell, but your wrists are bowed out, and we can see that golf club peeking under here. And over here, it's disappeared. It's on top. So that's a big difference there as far as leverage. You're still making, in your mind, the same amount of shoulder turn, but your hips are, see how much your knees are over moving here in your hips? So you can't really build any spring or resistance up. So now all the power is up here in your shoulders. We don't want that. We want it in the ground, our core muscles, and that muscle in the back. That's our stretch. Once you feel the stretch, we're gonna let that energy head towards the ball like a spring of energy, and see how your head stayed down. Over here, your shoulders are pulling you away from the ball, and that's why it's hard to get the energy into the club. Now the club is speeding up, and then your body will naturally come up at the end. The ball's already gone at this point. So we're stretching, sending energy down. We're trying to make the club go fast. That speeds the golf club up, and then it releases past you, and that's where the club head starts speeding up. Plus the solid contact is gonna make the ball go further. This will eliminate from ever chopping the ball again. The ball will always go up. You can get more efficient at getting the club out, but we still have to stretch, head down, and let it naturally come up. Over here, you'll see that you're kind of twisting across your own body and never really getting to that up finish in your swing. So work on the stretching, work on the swinging down, and our little chip shots, we just want to feel like we're using that same muscle group. So we go back to the chip. So you can see here, there's the old grip, your hands to the side. And then we're gonna swing. You always swing down to the ball. This one you went down pretty good. This was a good one. But just don't get underneath it. Try to set up and try to hit that contact. The other video will go over the aim and the ball position, because we just need to have your ball position, know where it needs to be in the stance depending on where you are on the golf course. So you've got a lot of little things. And but if you learn to adjust correctly, you're giving yourself a better map to help understand how to adjust in your swing without getting complicated. Key is the grip. You do that before, and the lineup to a target, and the rest is that simple stretch and go back to the ball.